ready?
We are ready. I think we're ready.
Cool. Okay, so what we're going to talk about?
Campaigns,
Oh,
live
okay.
format.
What, in production?
We can talk about them whenever you want to talk about them.
So I've got a question though in estimating first, right? Before we get there, before we get anywhere near production. So I've asked a lot of people have asked me how we price multiple quotes for a campaign together.
Okay, so is it all like, is it like a store display and like loads of things going to one place?
It can be that. It's all for one customer, and
okay,
you've got, I don't know, 100 products, pick yourself for that mid-year, and you want to be able to like discount it by X% or whatever you want to do for all the multiple products rather than having to concentrate on one at a time.
Okay. Yeah, well, you just do one quote. I mean, you don't need lots and lots of quotes. You just have one quote. So like in a structure, you've got an estimate, like a quote, then you've got different things you're going to work with within that quote, and it kind of sees them all, gangs them up if it needs to gang them, or brings them together when you need to.
So you've got multiple products inside one quote.
That's it.
Not
a
quote per product.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's how we get it to work. Okay, right.
That's sense. How you get them. So that's jumping the gun. That's how to get your production stuff to work. You've got to have them in one thing so that they're seen under one number. Really, that's the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Shall I show you a few things?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. I know you're excited by pretty objects and flashing lights.
Excited by you showing me stuff, mate.
So actually, here we are. We're in a quote actually here. So it's multiple products. We've got very imaginatively named product 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3. It took me a long time to come up with them.
Yeah, well done.
So let's make a job out of this. And actually, there's a couple of things may be useful to look at on this job convert. So obvious ones, you've got to put a date in for it. But, you know, sometimes you might quote for things and the customer says, I don't want that one, or I don't want that one.
Okay,
so
cool.
You don't have to requote this. You could just actually pick out some items and not convert them over. So if you've priced this a single item, it's all these are different quantities. You can see that, and you just put them through as whichever lines you want to take through.
So if they came back for more of some of it at a later date as well, you could use that functionality to redo it and just shove it straight back into production again.
Yeah, you can do that. So I'm just going to put this through and take it straight into production.
Oh.
It's got, what did we have? 11 parts in it, I think. So just 11 randomly sized items to go and make.
Okay.
So let's look at a few things. So let's look at production. So here is your item, and I've got all of these individual things that I'm going to be printing. So all of those 11, I've got common things up here like pre-press, then I've got some printing, and then I've got a delivery. So print and cut, and then a delivery.
So the delivery brings it all back together for shipping out the door, basically. Yeah.
Delivery brings it all back together. Yeah. Cool. So that's my production plan for this, and this is a really basic one. If you go a little bit further and you take that same bit of data, just look at it on this one. So same thing, I've got still 11 products, but I've only got 2 things here.
Yeah.
You're going to say to me, hang on, what happened to the other 9 of them? You're only printing 2.
What happened to the other 9 of them?
Well, sorry, you should be asking a question. I should be telling you. What happened to the other 9 of them? Well, we ganged this. So we worked out on a press form, see this little thing here,
I got you.
Print this lot together on a roll, go and run this lot out, and that is one print item. Print it, cut it, then do the delivery. So we're using metrics for that. We're using like an imposition tool to gang that up. It's looking at material, it's working out holiday cuts. We could spend another hour just talking about that, but just thinking about it, that this could be a useful thing for people as well if they wanted to gang that kind of stuff up. So
maybe we'll do that in another one. Yeah,
we might have a look at that another day. Yeah, a quick advert for your next podcast. Yeah. So that's where we're at with that. So what are you thinking about? What are your next kind of problems?
Well, okay, so I used to do this. Yeah, so you're sat in an office and the job campaign is released into the factory, and it's all over the factory, depending on whether the customer's approved it or not, or they've approved 6 parts of it and that's gone into print and production. Where's the campaign? Where is it? Without me having to get up and go and ask everybody, including Bob.
Yeah, that's going to take a little bit of time, isn't it? So let's shall we simulate this job happening? Shall we make something happen on this job? And we can see it on here, and then we can look at maybe some other ways to get that data. So here's an operator, and let's just cheat and just find that job we're looking at, 4563. So let's just start running something. So we're starting to produce something. We'll just refresh our little plan here, and we'll see straight away this bit is happening. So change color.
The customer's on the phone to me saying, how's this job getting on? Obviously, it's going to be fine because we're going to tell them that anyway. But you can pull this screen up, and you can see where that job is. The blue means what? In progress or something?
The blue means it's in progress, yeah. So if we stop the task, and here I'm also pulling my material as well, but we'll just stop the task, refresh that again, and we see the color's gone again over to here. The other thing that's happened is, and I haven't touched anything else, I've only done my data collection like I normally would, is it's updated my little statuses up here for my really well-named parts. So those 3 parts are printing together on that little thing there, and they're now showing us this little thing here to say they're printed.
So at part level, we've got a status at part level, not just at job level. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. We got both part and job level. So maybe I would take that a little bit further and use one of our paste stations, one of our report editors, to go and get that data. That's probably what I would do next. Should we have a look at that as well?
Yeah. So paste station is our internal reporting system. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's designed for ordinary users like me and you who want to go and get some data out of the system, go and see what's going on with stuff, and you personalize it for yourself. So we'll...
I'm guessing somebody can manage the global reports and all that jazz.
Yeah, you know, an administrator can go in and make these for other people, available for other people. But if you just want to see something, then give it a name, look for some records, and go and add some fields. So what are we going to want to know? We're going to want to know a job number. Perhaps we want to know what the job's called.
Plan.
Maybe who the customer is, who the CSR is. Salespeople are the most important people in the world, so maybe who the salesperson is as well. And probably it'd be good to look at when it's due out. So I'm just adding fields at the moment. I can filter on these a bit later if I want to. Maybe we'll also look at the status as well. So the other thing we want to do, we want to look at this production status at that part level. We probably want the part number and the part description, because I went to so much effort for part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, but we really should show it to everybody.
It's truly valuable information, David.
And what else do we perhaps want? That's probably enough, you know, that's pretty basic stuff. We'll see what that looks like. Let's, you know, I've just added these in a bit of a random order, so we probably want to move them around a bit. Put part number there, part description. I want to be able to read these things, so let's not wrap those lines in. And I'm a little bit selfish. I'm not that fussed about other people's work, so I just want to look at my own stuff. So I've got a little filter on here, so whenever I log in, it's for me. Someone else logs in, they can look at their work. But I could always go choose CSR, put in something so they can, so you can pick a different CSR if you want to.
Okay. So if you're the boss, you could flick between people if you wanted to and see what they were working on and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, so that hasn't quite come out quite neatly, and let's have a little think about that. One of the things I forgot to do was I just want to group it by job and probably by dispatch date.
Yeah.
Just to give us a little bit, just make it a bit neater. So here we go. We got a few up here. This is full of stuff. There we go. It's full of stuff we've already billed and invoiced. So let's put another little filter on that.
Okay.
It's a bit of trial and error sometimes. If you're really good at these, you think about them as you're going. But I'm just going to put or not in. Don't put it in the things that we've done. So only look at active stuff. And let's get rid of all the things like finished. It's cancelled as well. Let's get rid of that, see what we've got. And these are just looking in your system. Whatever you've put in your system, it'll pick this stuff up. So there we go. That's looking a little bit neater. Right. Well, here's the job we're looking at. So that's that same bit of data coming back through for us, showing little bits of it have been printed, other bits haven't been printed. So I've got my admin status, and I've got the production status. Each production bit is separate. Maybe I want to know a bit more detail. Maybe I want to pick up what was the last activity, who was the last person to work on it, put that kind of stuff on here. All up to you really what you want to do to it. Maybe I want to look at someone else's work at the same time. Perhaps we'll look at Adrian's work, see what he's doing as well. Maybe I'm not looking at mine, I'm just looking at what he's doing. If I'm covering somebody, I can see some of that stuff. So
gotcha. And then you can get directly into each of those parts of the job from the report as well.
Yeah, well, I could do a few things. So I could drill directly into the part of the job, or I could go here and just go and look at the production route as well.
Okay.
Or the shipping, anything that I want to get to, I can get to from there as well.
It's quite cute. And can you set these reports to automatically refresh?
You can do, yeah. So this is not auto refreshing, but I could change that setting and make it refresh every 5, 10, 30 minutes, whatever you want it to be.
That's in the parameters or whatever, just as of the report that you set it up.
That's pretty common for, you use these PlayStations not just for this, you'd use them on dispatch lists. What's due out today? Show me all the stuff due out today. Put a filter on it showing current date, it can have intelligence built into it. Run that and look at that. But it's really just to help you manage what you're working on, what you're working through.
And so that would make a really easy way of managing a campaign, wouldn't it? Where internally in production, especially if you even you could potentially be multi-site, couldn't you? Or
could be multi-site. The campaign could have multiple dispatch dates in it as well. So like the first 5 items are going out at one day, the other 6 are going out another day. All that stuff can be handled with it, but it's still contained in one job number, so it's still one invoice to your customer when you get to the end process of it. That's often a thing that people ask me about, is how do I group my campaign back into an invoice? And because we keep it all as one job, and keep the links between the processes and handle that, that's all one invoice at the end.
As the boss says, very cool. Right. Thank you very much.
Does that keep you happy for the day? Keep you out of harm's way for a bit?
It works, doesn't it? Quite like that.